Welcome to From the Book edition for Wednesday the 19th of June. Now there's a couple that I found here from various trials and runs, so there may be a bit of value at some prices here. We go to Balaclava, race 7. Now Social Assassin missed the start first up and then was under a good hole closing late. The wet track is the key for it. If it gets slow heavy, it's an improver. I wouldn't want to be taking less than 7 or 8 to 1 this, but if we can get double figures, happy to have something on it. We go to race 8, Balaclava, the Boilermaker. Now this was ridden upside down, went forward and attacked the lead. I think from barrier 12 they're going to have to ride it back in the field. Again, it's another one, slow heavy. Happy to jump into this at around 10 or 12 to 1. I think it's over the odds at that price. So there's a couple there at the Balaclava meeting. Belmont. There's a couple here that are interesting. Belmont race 6, number 1, Initial Concept. Now this has had a trainer change. Spotted this at the track work last week. It's improved a little bit on what it was doing before. He's a good trainer, Justin Warwick. Barrier 16, not going to do you any favours there, that's for sure. But at double figures, happy to include this as a chance. In the same race, number 14, Emirates Lass. Now this is trialled well, and its track work's been solid, so be including it in the chances. It's drawn well. Mitchell Pateman rides okay. Race 7, another one from the trials, Llewellyn, number 10. It's come over from the eastern states to WA. Durant's training it, and he's a reasonable trainer. Barrier 1. Its trial was good enough. It could have won the trial. Again, wouldn't want to be taking short prices, but anything in the double figure range, happy to jump on it and have something on it, take my chances. Belmont race 8, this is an interesting one. Number 13, Great Success. This sat at the back of the field 3 and 4 wide, and he went even deeper coming around the corner, and then he stopped riding this and just let it walk to the line. Track work's been solid. It'll go much better second up. Obviously, barrier 15, not going to do you any favours there, but it'll go back anyway. Again, wouldn't be taking single figures, but give it a chance in the double figure range. Happy to have something on it. We go to Canterbury. Canterbury race 6, number 2, Fantastic Ballad. Now this was a good thing, beaten last start. It's going to need a little bit of luck coming from the back of the field. But at 6 to 1, I was happy to jump on it at that price. I think it's got a good chance in this race. In race 7, the top weight, Philonica. Now it's 5 or 6 to 1. For me, that's probably rock bottom price. I'm not going to back it at that price. But if it gets out to 10 or 12 to 1, 8, 10, 12 to 1, something like that. Certainly if it hits double figures, I'll take my chances from the wide gate with the 58 kilos. It's a reasonable horse, this, and goes well fresh. New trainer for it. Sandown race 5. Diello Rose. Now, this was a big win last start. Obviously, this is a nice jump in grade for it, but it was in all sorts of trouble looking for a run, found a gap, and then just smashed them. 25 to 1 they bet this morning. I think that's crazy. Happy to be jumping on it at that price and take my chances. I mean, most of these aren't any good anyway, and it might have a little bit of upside. So certainly the wet track's going to help. Happy to be on it at the big prices. Race 6. Going to marry it up into a running double with a bit of luck here and take it into number 3, Kataipo Lad, and number 10, Jazz Singer. Now, Kataipo Lad, good run first up, go well second up. Obviously, the heavy track's the big plus for it. And the Jazz Singer, another wet tracker, but this hasn't had a run for nearly a year, but its trial was good. Happy to have both of these going for me at around 7 or 8 to 1. Going into race 7, Number 4, About Square. Now the wet track's a little bit of a query for it. It's 9-1 this morning. That's a little bit unders for me. I'll wait and see if it blows out to double figures. Gets into the double figure range. I'll take my chances on the wet track. And that's about it for the day. There's not many there. A lot of them are at a bit of a price. Like anything, I always bet for a price. I'm not interested in backing things at $3 and $4 and $5. What I've tried to do with the From the Book segment is find things for you at a price to give you a chance. Keep in mind that a lot of these I jump into. I've jumped into one run too soon in a lot of cases over the last year or two, and they generally win at their next run. So if you back one, make sure you keep a list for yourselves as well, because it's not necessary that I go for them again at their next run. So just keep that in mind. But I have sort of recognised the fact that even in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've jumped on a couple on one day and they've failed, and then they've come out and won at their next start at sort of double figure prices. So just keep that in mind when you're having a bet. And also, just be wary of taking unders. A lot of the things I like to back are in the double figure price range. It's obviously like most things we do, it's high risk, high return. I mean, if we wanted to be backing favourites, well, we'd go broke with everybody else sitting in the TABs backing favourites. So it's not our go. It's not my go. Never has been. So just keep all that in mind when you're having a bet. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and good luck.